People couldn't afford access to just normal medication, antibiotics. They were beyond their financial means. So a pharmacist by the name of Bill Wilkinson, along with local 444 from the UAW at the time, came together and established the first, what we know as a prepaid drug plan, which, as far as we know, we have pretty good proof of this, was the first in North America, if not the world. And now Green Shield, in one way or another, impacts close to 2.7 million Canadians.
The number one thing is getting access to good health care for Canadians. And I think going back and looking at history and the pharmacists that were involved to develop Green Shield, I think we've come a long way to really do what we set out to do as a company.
As the country's only national not-for-profit health and dental benefits specialist, corporate social responsibility is a big part of our roots and big part of who we are, and so we believe that giving back in the communities where we live and work is really important, and it's part of the DNA of Green Shield. Our employees are very much a part of our giving, and in the last year we gave around $3 million to charitable organizations.
We have access to a wonderful workforce, an engaged workforce, I would say, as well, and we've been very successful in Windsor.
I know that at some point throughout your tenure here, you will have a customer that you're dealing with one-on-one, and their situation will move you. It will actually make you sit back and take a look and think, hey, I'm really making a difference here. I have the ability to impact someone financially and from a health perspective. So I think that a good many of us here realize that.
We see ourselves as different than everybody else in the industry. We call ourselves a specialist. Our branding has a bit of an edge to it. It's not your typical what you'd see in an insurance company. And I think being in Windsor allows us to maintain that sort of different position.
I believe we still are industry leaders. I think our competitors are trying to catch up to us, but every time they make one step forward, I think we go two ahead, so that's good for us.
Employers are dealing with their costs. That's no surprise to anybody. We see our role is to help them maintain the benefit coverage for employees and their families because it's so critical and necessary, but manage the costs going forward. And so we really set the bar on that in the industry. We've added about 250 employees, and that was on a base of about 500. So we've grown our workforce by 50%, let's say, in the last 3 years, creating some common good, as we like to call it. We take that energy and that enthusiasm and that compassion, and we work it together as a team. And so being the small guy and winning, growing faster than everybody else, being located primarily in Windsor, doing all that stuff together and being as successful as we are, it's really, really nice feeling at the end of the day.